Hello, Jarre.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2026, Jarre. Yeah. Before going to your session, I would like to introduce you to our audience.
Very good.
Jarre Ann is an women's empowerment speaker and mentor dedicated to helping women embrace their authentic identity, discover their purpose, and lead with confidence through inspiring storytelling and practical strategies. She empowers audience to overcome limiting beliefs, build self-worth, and create meaningful personal and professional impact. Passionate about encouraging women to live confidently as they trust sleeves. Inspires individuals to unlock their potential and become positive catalysts for change in their communities. That was a great bio, Jer, and the stage is all yours.
Good afternoon. Oh, thank you. Buenos dias. Magandang hapon. Maseh al-hayir. Namaste dopahar. Annyeonghaseyo. Mashumakeni makwai. Bonjour. My name is Jarre. Can I share with you how seeing your faces impacts me? I want you to know that the awareness I have of the high value of your hearts and the poignant stories that you've lived arrives here as a very weighty privilege. In the presence of that weightiness, my first instinct is to pause, not speak. So before I begin, I invite you to join me in a moment of quiet that you're welcome to use to pray, if that is a practice of yours, to relax, and to breathe slowly in and out. What have you been conditioned to believe you deserve? What have the molding pieces of your story led you to believe you are? When you first discovered that the way you were showing up in your spheres of influence was no longer in alignment with who you believed yourself to be, what obstacles did you face in finding your voice? How long did it take you to reach the confidence that you could trust your judgment? As a follower of Jesus, I am here today to speak over you what I believe you are and what I believe you deserve, all the while honoring your autonomy to choose beliefs different from mine. Number one, you are wildly beautiful. You were made in the image of an all-wondrous creator who is and has all we could adore or desire. You're endowed with one-of-a-kind gifting. You're unfathomably complex, with desires, thoughts, feelings, and fears all worth listening to. And as such, I believe you possess eternal worth and dignity deserving of honor. Number two, you are unfathomably loved. Your creator made a crucifix statement declaring your worth to him, signing in blood his proposal to you. And he rose as victor over all that keeps us from him and from death itself. You're the first public audience I'm sharing the following piece of my story with. As a child, I was conditioned to believe that my emotions didn't matter and weren't welcome, and that others didn't want to see or hear them. My heart was not sought out, and my value to the system was just in proportion to my compliance. The suppression of the value of my heart meant that when I came of age, I tolerated abuse in my primary relationship for far too long, devaluing my own self. And it came to the point of my life being endangered and the pain of staying the same becoming greater than the pain of changing, that I left that relationship, which was one of the most terrifying decisions I've ever made in my life. And God, in his providence, connected me less than 2 weeks later with my coach and respected friend. So the chaos of my personal story intersected with my entrance into entrepreneurship, and I have never felt more at home. Can I share with you today the exciting pearl that I discovered? Walk with me down this narrowing path and you decide if it makes sense for you. Network marketing is one of the industry's most empowering to women. It is a relationship-driven business model that gives ordinary people the opportunity to build residual passive income by helping others discover products that they really genuinely value and mentoring a growing community of people who are doing the same. So it's about creating meaningful connections, solving problems, meeting needs, and empowering others to do the same thing alongside of you. Here on the screen are the 3 aspects of network marketing that I believe make it superior: the personal development, the community, and the dream job quality. The personal development that this business model offers is unparalleled. Marina Wari cites the following as the skills that you gain. So what aspects of your character are you hungry to cultivate? Who are you wanting to become? A, being able to read a room and discern what someone needs. B, your self-regulation of your own fear and doubt. C, listening, learning to teach someone to do what you do as well as you do it. D, inviting without pressure and helping someone see in themselves what they do not yet see and holding that out for them until they can hold it for themselves. E, creating an environment that is positive and vibrant and motivating. F, no Masters of Business Administration teaches you how to hear no 50 times and show up on day 51. G, you're learning to connect with complete strangers. H, you're leading your team through slow months, through months of doubt, through the moments when everyone wants to quit. I, nobody tells you when to work. Nobody checks if you showed up. J, you're crafting ways to build your legacy. So put the letter or letters in the chat of the characteristics that most resonate with you in this season, either as a challenge or as a triumph. Which of these most appeal to you? Thank you for sharing. Can you imagine the rewarding feeling of this kind of growth? You get so much feeling of being alive from the creative activity, from the exercise of your agency, from service to others, and the list goes on. And besides the personal development, there's the community. This is the perfect balance of independence, because you're the CEO of your own company, and interdependence, because you're part of a supportive community who's not there to do your work for you, but who's there to challenge you and support you. The success is literally structured for mutual two-way benefit. It's an inherent community building model. So service and leadership are the foundation of your financial growth. And this cultivates a vibrant, flourishing, highly positive community of people who are all oriented towards the same goal. Besides the personal development and the community, who are the people you want to surround yourself with? What does your dream job checklist look like? I would venture to say that this industry checks all the boxes. So compare this to whatever industry you like A, you work when you want to. You set your own schedule. As a mom of 5, I have to work in the cracks. That's all I've got. So this works really well for me. B, this fits into your life without compromising your priorities and what life means to you. C, you're paid commission on everything you produce, and the percentage increases as you get better. D, you're handed a website, support, a Facebook group, videos, texts, graphics, replays, training, whatever you need, so you can focus on flying the plane instead of building it. E, when you refer people to do what you do, you get compensated on the leveraged results produced by everyone in the same way the owner of a business does in his organization, like an investment or real estate broker. F, you continue to get paid on the results produced by the duplication of the activity with or without you being there. G, you can move as fast and progress as quickly as you want to and be paid accordingly based on your results instead of time. You don't have to wait for position openings. You don't have to wait for tenure, for experience, for careers within, for promotions, or for continuing education. When you do well, you can expect bonuses, recognition, free trips, and greater mentorship. Your friends and family have access to the entire process and are able to earn alongside you, and you can pass this legacy on to your children. J, you can work from anywhere in the world. And K needs to be mentioned because the sheer fun of this, I am just having the time of my life. So put the letter or letters in the chat of the advantages that are the most appealing to you. Let me go back one more so you can see them all. There you go. Which appeal the most to you? Thank you for your input. In summary, this industry has the highest output possible. It makes more female millionaires than any other industry for the lowest input required. I'm not saying it's not hard and it requires no work or that there are guarantees of income as if you don't have to do anything. But I'm just saying there are no skills required. You can come in with no education prerequisites. There's just a minimum entry investment compared to what it would be to buy a brick and mortar business. Incredible. So for the personal development, the community, and being a dream job, network marketing wins the day, hands down. The second fastest growing company in that industry is Zinzino. They are the global leader in test-based nutrition. These are windows into your metabolism that detect the likelihood of chronic disease far before it's ever clinically observable. Because our diet in most nutrition transitioned countries is not anywhere where it used to be, where we ate what we grew and what we caught and what we hunted. Soil is not the same. What the animals eat is not the same. So even if you are eating clean and having daily movement and having purpose in your life and connecting in healthy relationships, it's very possible that there are things developing that would prevent you from everyone's goal of living as healthy and strong as possible for as long as possible to get the fullest out of this life. Wouldn't you like to know if what you're taking, what you're eating, what you're consuming, the supplements you take, if they're working? I want to focus on their one flagship test, their balance test today, because the leading cause of premature death in the world is inflammation. It's the precursor to heart disease, to stroke, to diabetes. I'm sure you know someone affected by one of those things, or a list I'll mention later that's even more exhaustive. Here's what I learned. Omega-6s are essential. Your body doesn't make it, so you have to get it from what you eat. Omega-3s, on the other hand, well, they are also essential. Your body doesn't make it. You have to get it from what you eat. But the difference is that omega-6s are inflammatory. So if you have a wound, that's what you need to show up to help the healing process. Omega-3s are their anti-inflammatory counterpart. And as you can guess, they're meant to be in balance. The safe zone is 3 omega-6s to every 1 omega-3. Anything above that is in the danger zone. And the results affect every body system: my mental function, my hair, my skin, my gut health, my joints, my muscles, pretty much every part of your body that you love. Put in the chat what you think my critical health score was. I should tell you up front that I was taking omegas twice a day for 13 years, ever since I first got pregnant with my first child and was wanting to get serious about my health for her sake and my future children's sake. Put what you think my score was, knowing that the safe zone is 3 to 1. Now, you might be apprehensive about assigning a bad score to me, but that's okay. I'm unoffendable. My score was a 30, 10 times the safe zone. Guessing that my supplements were working meant I was wrong. I was not only throwing money away, my supplements were actually helping my body. One of the primary ways on the cellular level that a high omega-6 ratio impacts is the cell membrane. Just like high intake of saturated fats hardens your arteries, high omega-6 intake hardens the cell membrane. It makes it more rigid, so nutrients cannot penetrate as efficiently. Wastes and toxins cannot get out as efficiently, and you see that the function is markedly decreased. That's what was going on in my body that I didn't know, because your bodies are very good at just surviving, right? 99% of Americans fail the test, 97% worldwide. Zinzino has the largest blood spot test database of any company. They've performed 1.8 million tests. So they're solving a massive problem globally. They are significantly moving the dial on public health. Their balanced product can restore the ratio back to the safe zone in as little as 120 days, the same amount of time that it takes your red blood cells to regenerate. What is in this product? It is 60% pure high-grade fish oil from small, sustainably wild-caught fish, and 40% pre-harvest premium extra virgin olive oil. You might ask, what makes it superior then to other quality omegas on the market? Here it is. Zinzino has figured out how to rebind the polyphenols back to the omegas after detoxing it from the heavy metals. The polyphenols are what Uber the omega-3 across the cell membrane, getting it to where it needs to go, because the omega-3s are fragile. It keeps them from oxidizing in the body. It also makes it remarkably long-lasting of a shelf life. Same thing. It preserves it in your body, preserves it on the shelf. This is how this kit works. The first month, it is the cost of the test, and you get a free bottle of Balance product. Now, in America, this test, if you were to ask your doctor for it, it would be $400 to $500, and insurance doesn't cover it. Only 127, less than $1.50. Uh, a The next slide shows you in the second month, the price markedly decreases to just the cost of the oil, which is less than $1.50, about $1.50 a day. And at the end of month 4, beginning of month 5, you are mailed a second free test to verify that you've been brought back into balance. So you're not guessing, you are getting solid data on where your body is actually at. As a whole, Zinzino's products are based on the blue zones, the places in the world where a high percentage of the people live to be well beyond 100 and have such a high quality of life. Their lives aren't affected by losing strength, energy, mental clarity, or their health, which turns on its head the paradigm that getting older unavoidably means those things, which is what I used to think. Zinzino's products are reverse engineered based on the microbiota of these healthy individuals. They create postbiotics that faithfully replicate the same compounds that they have in their guts that are part of what contribute to their long lives. It is a larger picture, as you can see here, but that piece is essential. They have industry disrupting products of the highest standards. They do all their own manufacturing. They own the farms with the 1,000-year-old olive trees. Their research and development department is backed by a scientific advisory board of pharmaconutritionists and biochemists, and they're utterly transparent about their sourcing, their purity, and their certifications. Now, what are the characteristics? Those are the products. Tell me, what are the characteristics you see in other leaders that make you say, I want to follow them? For me, that's integrity, big vision, reliability, impact, and honor. Those are like my top 5. This company has integrity from the top down. Here is a picture of the founder and his beautiful family. He is a man of integrity and a man of faith. They have big vision. This company wants to reach 100 million customers by 2050. They're a 20-year-old legacy company, publicly traded, listed on NASDAQ North, and they are rock solid. They experienced 50% year-over-year growth in 2025. They're in 53 countries, and they are passionate about helping people heal. Think with me for a moment about these alarming rates. This is just for people who have a single chronic disease, a chronic degenerative disease. This isn't people with multiple diseases. When I say chronic degenerative disease, I'm referring to things like autoimmune disorders, addictions, allergies, asthma, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. The list goes on. This picture is pretty bleak. We have a crisis management society. We don't have enough resources really to account for the alarming rates that we're experiencing. So the impact is absolutely there. They are moving the dial on public health. Do you want to know my most significant takeaway from Zinzino's North American launch this last January? Not only did I realize that I respected this company and its leaders, not only did I realize I'd joined a massive venture far greater than I realized, not only did I realize these were industry disrupting products with 21st cutting edge science, 21st century that no one else was selling, but I also stepped into that conference room and realized this company honors women and upholds their integrity. Within this company, our team is the fastest growing team. We have highly qualified coaches, truly passionate about the single individuals on the team. Done for you systems for training, growth, and duplication so that you can focus on connecting with people and sharing the gold mine that we have. We just launched in the new year. We had about 70 partners pre-launch. We're at 340 some odd members now. Team sales in one of the last months was 311K. The timing could not be more perfect. It would be an honor to have you on my team. Whatever you have been conditioned to believe you are or deserve, today is your invitation to rise. What questions do you have that I can answer for you?
Yeah. Yeah, Jay, we have a few questions from our audience. I would like to ask one of them. What is the first step to discovering your true purpose?
In my worldview, the first step to discovering your true purpose is to know the one true God and Jesus Christ, whom He has sent. That's eternal life. I believe that your purpose is found in knowing your true self as you are an image bearer of Him.
Yeah. We have a one more question. How do supportive communities contribute to women leadership?
That's a great question. Can I ask, do you mean if a community is going to contribute to women's leadership, how can they be supportive? Or how is an already supportive community, what are the traits that that community shows that uphold women's leadership? Do you mind clarifying your question? I want to make sure I answer it in the best way possible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for a wonderful presentation. And please stay on the backstage and join the next session, Jerry.
Thank you for so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.